Hey guys, Echo 25
and R9234
with episode 75 of Ranger Review. Today we have the Power Rangers Time Force, the Time Force Megazord, aka the Timerobo from Mira Sentai Time Rangers. Alright, so now we have number one.
Time Jet number one.
This one, it's kind of like almost the smallest. It's pretty heavy because of the little.
It has its wheels. All of them have wheels.
All of them have wheels.
This one has like the most die-cast metal of all of them.
It actually has a cockpit.
And then also including a mini figurine that can go in there that you can also interact with other vehicles. You can bend the hands and the feet.
Yeah.
These little figurines are also compatible with the Mode Blue gun, the bigger version, not the one that's designed for the deluxe set, the bigger one where you can put it on top in order to do the flying mode. Also, people may not notice that there's like each time flyer actually has a number on it. Most people don't catch it that time.
Now, the funny thing is, this one actually looks like an Eagle if you look at it.
Yeah, so that's the reason why people don't catch the numbering system.
Yeah, but this is number one. So now we have Time Jet 2. This is the Blue Rangers on Time Jet. Now, this one, you can say it looks like a rocket because it has the little flaps on the back, and that's about it. The cockpit, it's just
same thing. You have Blue Ranger.
You have the small little Blue Ranger.
The other four usually have better access to the figurines. The red one's the hardest one to deal with
because he opens up from a smaller corner. Blue and green and yellow just open up like that. So overall, it has like nice little miniature guns on the front, so that's really nice. Now we have Time Flyer Green, which is number 3.
It looks pretty much like Blue's. They're very similar, except Green has 4 wings instead of
4 wings. There's 2. You just open up, and here is Green. They do have wheels like this. Blue and Green's wheels are all exactly the same, so you can roll them around. It's pretty good. All right, so now we have Time Jet 4. It looks kind of weird because it looks like a spaceship shuttle and something else combined. And when you open the cockpit, you have yellows. Now,
in the cockpit for yellows and pinks, they actually lay down, which is kind of weird. Also, whenever doing the transformation for either alpha, beta, gamma, or you'll have to actually open up yellow and pink's cockpit in order to figure out which one is which.
It has the wheels. The wheels are different now because they're not.
They're built directly in, so you don't have to fold anything out.
So it's a really nice roller. Finally, we have Flyer 5. Pinks. Pink is actually even more different because
it looks more like a traditional jet.
Because now like she has like the 2 little kind of things on the sides instead of like yellow hat, it was just a really big cover. Just like the cockpits, you open it up.
Pink Ranger's laying
down. Just like yellow, the bottom has the wheels onto the little thing right here, instead of the blue and greens. So now we have Time Gamma, but it's just all the time just now combined into one big shuttle ship in which they all come together first.
In Japan, this is called a gimmick as a 3D formation because it has 3 different modes. And still, this is the only mecha that actually combines one Megazord into 2 different types.
We actually seen this mode a few times when the jets were coming out, but we rarely saw it later on in the series though. So now we have the Time Ranger Alpha mode. In this mode, you have the sword and the shield. Now, in the sword does do like with
the time strike.
The time strike, which is, you know, it goes up again, goes up, and then it would destroy the monster. To me, it's kind of odd because you have the two pegs like sticking out, but you know, everything else is pretty decent.
Since it has all this type of die-cast metal, it does make it pretty heavy, especially over here on the shield because the whole front is die-cast.
So you can if you see it from the side view, you can tell that
it's like bending
a little bit tilted instead of up because of the die-cast. So that's the reason why. Because when you have a lot of die-cast in one certain area, it'll either lean forward or lean back, depending on what it is.
Unfortunately, the shield is only used in mode red. Any other mode is not being used at all.
So mainly when your shield is used in every other mode. Alright, so now we have beta mode or
Time Force mode blue.
This mode is pretty weird because the legs are so skinny.
They swapped them.
Pink and yellow are the bottom, blue and green are now the arms, they're the legs.
You can bend the arms like, you know, pretty much like almost 360 degrees, and the hands can pivot too as well, but they're very stiff. Now, unfortunately, when we got the Time Force Megazord in Japan and America, we did not get the Mode Blue gun. You would have to buy the Mode Blue gun that's full size for a person, and then you get a mini one that goes with Mode Blue that you can use.
That you can use to put it on the Mode Blue Zord and just do the firing attack. Now, the sad part is that even though this is nice looking, the arms are really wobbly because of how big they are compared to the legs, because the legs are so really darn skinny. Now, alteration-wise, the funny thing is, there's actually two versions of the Time Force Megazord.
The first version released in America was the alterations, but there was a second release that was released in the UK, but reissued for us as the second version that left it unchanged. All the silver paint you saw on the cockpits are missing, so it basically looks like it's all black. There's no detail whatsoever. This part, the part that covers the blue arm hand, this was simply painted the base body as this.
Also, in mode red, the sticker on the chest piece was actually changed.
It wasn't holographic. It was just a stuck standard sticker that wouldn't reflect whenever you would move it back and forth.
And the sword for mode red was not chrome, so
it was just simply the color of the sword
itself.
It was
just
there was no chrome at all.
There was no chrome, no silver, no touching, no nothing.
However, the majority of the die-cast parts, from Time Flyer 1 and all the base parts, they were there on the first release. They didn't take out the die-cast, they just simply didn't paint certain things.
So if you got the first reissue one, you can tell it was missing something. Then when there was another reissue later on in the series, I guess.
Which is very rare, because normally when America alters something, they stick to it.
But you know, it's decent, and if you want, the Time Force Zords aren't really that expensive, but we also did get a multi-pack in the American version when the Time Shadow was released, and it was shown in the show. They released a double pack in which it had both the Time Force Megazord and the Time Shadow combined. But that's about it for the Time Force Megazord. Get it if you can, but you know, if you don't mind the alterations and the... But join us next week for the Power Rangers Time Force, the Time Shadow Megazord. Become subscribed, we'll see you next week. Just like before, the cockpit, you just open it up.
Yep.
Stupid cockpit thing. Now the funny thing is that in the show, when they do it, it's holding the shield like it's nothing. But if slashes, it's like it's gliding. It's like it has the wheels on the bottom. It glides on the floor.
But from exterior, if you you're buying a mint Time Force, you
won't understand. You won't know until someone finds a way to do it. Just like how the Megazord and the black and gold Megazord, you can tell actually which one is the chrome sword, which one is the dull sword. So. But yeah, so that's it for the Time Shadow Megazord.
No, you said Time Shadow.
Time Shadow.
Wrong show. Because you can't tell from the exterior.
That's the only downside to it, is that they don't have like saying, it doesn't have yellow or what. You have to manually look it up when you don't have anything.
Because when you separate it in this mode, this part comes off and there's a bug over here.
Nice job.